Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Substance abuse is among the most important parenting topics and among the most ticklish. Probably the most important preventers of abuse are parents role modeling, not so easy to do, and placing their child in school and after school activities and with friends who are unlikely to be substance abusers, also not so easy. But done well, one or more conversations with your child can help, and that's more doable. And with alcohol seen as normative and marijuana ever more legalized, an initial conversation may be needed quite early in your child's life. If you sense that your child's already quite aware of mind-altering substances, you might want to initiate the conversation, but often it's wise to wait until your child brings it up. That'll make it seem less like one of those easy-to-blow-off parent lectures. Plus, if you just bring it up out of the blue, that risks making drugs top of mind for the kid when it wasn't there, thereby increasing their chances of using drugs or alcohol early. Of course, the conversation you'll have is going to vary depending on your kid, on you, on your values, but here's a sample dialogue that may embed some broadly applicable principles. And in this scenario, the parent and the child, who's going to be a preteen or an early teen, they're driving on the expressway, freeway, or whatever. The child says, "Mom, see all those billboards for cannabis? What's cannabis?" "It's another word for marijuana." "Oh, you mean weed? What's the big deal with weed?" "Well, it's a drug that makes you feel kind of weird. That's some people, certainly not everyone, likes that. But it is quite dangerous, especially for people under 25 because your brain is still forming." Now, at this point, if a young child seems to be asking just out of an abstract curiosity, like the myriad other questions kids are curious about, if the child will let it drop, it's probably best to leave it there. Thoughts about substance abuse may quickly fade from top of mind. But if the child wants to continue the discussion, the subject may not just be about may be of just academic interest. So anyway, in that case, here's one way the conversation might continue. The child starts with, "Hey, but you and Dad drink, and Dad drinks a lot." The parent responds, "He wishes he could stop, and he tries, but it can be really hard. That's true of weed, too. All mind-altering substances can hurt your life, really. That's why, and I know you hate this, but the teenage brain doesn't yet have good judgment. When you get older, you'll have better judgment. And if you make a dangerous choice now as a teenager, it may be too late later. You may have gone beyond the curiosity phase to where the drug or alcohol actually permanently hurts you. In the case of marijuana, it can indeed lower your brain power, your memory, your motivation. It can increase your risk of cancer, and yes, schizophrenia. Then it becomes very hard to stop. And that all makes me kind of scared to think of you doing it." The kid says, "Well, I hear that's what they said a long time ago. They did that. They exaggerated the dangers to get people to not do weed." The parent says, "Today there is good science documenting the dangers." And by the way, readers, you can just Google marijuana dangers and you'll see. The child then says, "Mom, I was just asking about the billboards." But cool kids are doing it. Now, the parent has a dilemma here. If the parent ends with, "You know I'll always love you no matter what," it increases the chances of your child coming back to talk with you about such issues. But the disadvantage is that it implies condoning the drug use or alcohol abuse, and that it's not such a big deal. Personally, if I had a kid around this age, I'd probably end up taking the middle ground as I do with a lot of things. I would say something like, "I can only say, dear child, that I really hope you don't even try it. But if you ever want to talk more about it, I promise not to beat you up for more than a half hour." Of course, I'd make clear I was joking. In any event, I thank you for watching. Tomorrow, by the way, I plan to post the final parenting-oriented installment in my series on doables, baby steps to a better life. Anyway, I thank you for watching. Feel free to give this a thumbs up, or if needed, a thumbs down. Your comment would be welcome. You're hitting the share button and sharing on your social media. And of course, subscribing to my channel is also welcome. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.